everybody. This is Gaye Ann Bruno, host and producer of Between the Sheets podcast. Happy Friday. By the way, if you didn't know, today is Juneteenth. And I don't want to I know what it is, but I don't want to screw it up. So I'm looking it up as we speak. It is, just so you all know, it is not a national holiday yet, but it should be. It was the oldest known celebration honoring the end of slavery in the United States. So happy Juneteenth to everyone, because we all celebrate together, because in my world, there are no labels and there are no color lines. So happy Juneteenth. We're on the first and third Friday of every month, 7 p.m. Pacific. Thank you for joining us. Follow me on Instagram, QTE Brat, and of course, like the Between the Sheets Facebook podcast page. We have a wonderful show today. I've called it Fun Friday. We have music, we have entertainment. Andrea Meyerson is always entertaining, always. And Janet is like amazing. She is one of the most, she's like a guitar virtuoso. I don't know if that's really what she is, but she's fucking amazing. So she's genius. So I am so happy that both Andrea and Janet are joining us today. Thank you so much. And I love the way that, but for Cara, this is a community, but Cara loves her girls.
Come on, I'm included.
Cara loves us girls, and we do great potlucks, as Cara will say. But I want to start with introducing the girls. You know them. I know you love them as much as I do. We have Cara Noble.
Cheers.
Cheers. We have Mara Shane. Oh my God, that was so 1980s, Mara. We have Kimberly Sanchez.
Hi.
And of course, one of my favorite comedians and a friend, Jenny McNulty.
Jenny!
Nice teeth. Did you whiten it, sweetheart?
I did. I just put tape on there.
and keeping us sane, or at least in the right path, we have Kurt in the studio. Yes. We were going to try and go in the studio today, but I guess they're renovating. Is that what I hear, Kurt?
Yeah. We're changing everything in here. We have LED lights in the background now. We have a new panels and everything. It looks really nice, but it also smells like paint.
Yeah, so we'll venture out at some point with a mask, because as you all know, Governor Newsom said masks are required everywhere now. So
this is my mask.
Okay, that's nice, Cara. You look very Cara-ish. but in any event, like seriously, let's follow the rules. I mean, I know like there's been so much in the news right now, and everything is of utmost importance. Everything is really important now. Everything has come to a head. And I think this is like a time for a change, a time for rebirth. And but COVID is still around. So keep that in mind, and please be safe, be well, still do the 6 feet distancing, and absolutely please wear the masks. It's just really important. We have to take care of each other, and that's what unity and that's what community is. So with further ado, this is so exciting. I love when you guys are on the show. Janet Robin gave me the world's longest bio. I am not going to read it. I am going to, as everyone knows, I just skimmed through it. She's from Southern California. She met her guitar teacher, Randy Rhoads, from Quiet Riot and Ozzy Osbourne. I work with Sharon, so I've met Ozzy many times. You became an ace 6-string player while you're still in high school, so you are a genius and a prodigy.
My mother thinks so.
Well, so do I. And I met your mother, and your mother's a good woman, and she's smart. So you absolutely are. You were in a band. You were signed to Chameleon Capital, First Polygram, with a band called Precious Metal. You did a whole bunch of albums. Then you were picked by Lindsey Buckingham, who we all love, and because we all love Fleetwood Mac, to support his 1992 solo album. And I'm just going to keep going and going and going. And now Janet's here with us. And she actually has a new band. It's a very unique band. It's called String Quartet.
String Revolution.
String Quartet. String Revolution. I actually saw you guys. And actually Kimberly was the one who told me about your band. Yeah. And we went down to the Grammy Museum when you were doing the Q&A. And what you guys did with just guitars and absolutely no vocals was phenomenal. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I haven't seen anything like it. So, whoever's brainstormed you to do something like that and create all the parts of the music with just guitars was really ingenious. So thank you, because I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you for coming. Thank you guys.
You're
for coming.
welcome.
And Guitar Player Magazine ranked her as one of the top 50 guitarists in the world, y'all. Not just the United States, not just guitar players, best guitarists in the world, top 50.
Well, that was for that year.
But according to your mother, it's every year.
Right. It's since I was born.
That's it. Also on this show, we have someone who was, she's another one with a long freaking bio, but well-deserved. She's a producer. You know, I know Andrea because of Women on a Roll, which is an organization she started a few years ago, not that long ago, but it has become a pillar, just a wonderful, wonderful anchor in the LGBT, but mostly L community. I know you don't discriminate, so everyone is welcome. But what you'll also, another innovator, besides, she is an innovator just across the board. But when COVID hit, Andrea jumped right on the bandwagon and started creating, knowing we were all just secluded, these wonderful events, sometimes 2-3 times a week. Sometimes she just never slept, and she doesn't sleep. I don't think this woman sleeps at all. She created these wonderful events where the community can just meet and mingle and not feel isolated and just be with each other, and it can hear music and laugh with the comedians that she had. So, you know, to me, that is a wonderful, amazing thing you've done, and to pull again the community together in these times. So thank you for me, Andrea, because I've been on a few of them, and it really helped me. She's also a producer, as I said. She is, okay, here we go. Live comedy shows and concerts. She's been everything. She's done Wanda Sykes. She hasn't done Wanda Sykes because she has a girlfriend, so that did not come out right. I would like to do Wanda Sykes, but she unfortunately has a girlfriend too. Roseanne Barr, Katie Lang, Indigo Girls, Joan Armatradin, Brandy Carlisle. She produced and hosted a vlog called All Access Pass, featured on AfterEllen.com.
Old news.
Old news.
I know. I'm just trying to read it fast. Anyway, this woman's.
I'm a filmmaker, Mike. Really, I'm a filmmaker, and I run Women on a Roll. You could chalk it up. I've done 30 films and television productions, all LGBTQ content. That's what I do. That's what my mission in life, to document our stories, to share our stories. And so that's it. There you go. And I run Women on a Roll. Started it 25 years ago.
That's it. And then also,
you also do some really amazing trips abroad with women, and they have a blast. I hear. I haven't gone yet.
Well, we're gonna have to change that, Kim. I take women traveling around the world to share once in a lifetime experiences. Well, let's say I used to before 2020. 2020 hit, and you know we're going next year though. We had to cancel. We actually got in and out of Thailand in 2020. I love that people have a shirt that says Women on a Roll Thailand 2020, because nobody can ever believe it. We got back, and then the world changed. So.
And then also, this is actually a really important for Andrea. On Monday, she is going to be honored by she's going to get one of the most prestigious awards for from the California Legislative LGBTQ Caucus. She's an honoree. And well-deserved, Andrea. And this is this Monday, right? And they're going to do it via Zoom. Is that what they're doing?
They are. You know, normally you go and have this big celebration, and then after the luncheon and the award ceremony, they take you to the governor's mansion to hang out with Gavin Newsom. But that's not happening this year because we're doing everything virtually. And I'm like, I still want to meet Gavin Newsom. Anyway, but so they're doing it virtually, which is great because now everybody, you know, one of the things you learn about we're not being able to go anywhere is that you get to go everywhere, right? You get to be actually with more people than you were able to before. So they're streaming it live. You can get into the Zoom. You could register like really quick tonight and get into the Zoom. I think they're hosting 500 people, but I think they're going to stream it live too. So I think you'll be able to watch it too. So yeah, that's
another one of your 700 awards. If you've ever seen Andrea, talk to Andrea via Zoom or anything, she sits in this, I guess it's your office, and the amount of awards behind her is jaw dropping. So
it's a green screen, Gaye Ann.
Oh, is it? But I want to. So Janet.
Yes.
What have you been up to? Because I mean, obviously,
I have a green screen of Grammys.
I can't see them. I have old people eyes. Okay.
It's not working properly right now.
So because you haven't been obviously touring or performing, I mean, how have you been keeping busy?
Well, yes, all of our shows were canceled, and I was set to also go to Europe and for some solo shows canceled. So everybody took to the internet, and as a matter of fact, tomorrow at 5, I'll be doing this virtual reality concert. So like where you wear the headsets, and
weird.
You can watch me in my little studio here playing. And so that's really what, us live musicians have been doing. And I still been doing some sessions. I'm recording with the String Revolution remotely. So like all 4 of us have our own studios. We're recording separately, and then we have to mix it together. I have a few guitar students as well. So that's all went to, online as well. So as far as the shelter in place, I'm always sheltered in place. I mean, I'm just, vampire. So I'm just always here, like all the time. So I'm not, I'm not unused to that. I'm very used to being here, but I do miss seeing people, in person, and especially playing live. Like I really feed off of that live energy. Tomorrow will be interesting because, I'm going to finish a song and then like I can't hear any clapping. So I downloaded this applause app.
Love that.
And there's like different kinds of applauses. So I'm going to like press it at the end of every song so I can get validation.
So can you explain, because I don't really know, what's the difference when you've got those crazy things on,
the headset,
and they see everyone and hear better? Is that why you do it that way?
Basically you use it with your smartphone, and it takes you to YouTube Live, and you click on the VR icon, and it turns into these glasses, which gives you 360-degree view. As you turn around, you can scan all the way around my whole studio. And, you can take different, you can go close up to my face. I mean, there's all kinds of, it's just puts you kind of like in the room, but you don't need the glasses to watch. You can still just watch it on YouTube Live. It's 180-degree on YouTube Live.
So will your mother be standing in the corner somewhere, do you think?
No, my wife, we discussed that, but she's going to be with my mom and her mom at my mom's house, helping them deal with this entire thing, because they don't have a fucking clue of how to do it. So she's going to help. And then I thought, well, maybe, I can also put them on FaceTime on my desktop computer so that they can also clap too, and it'll feel like I've got somebody watching me. It's really strange, so it's very like, insulated performance. I've never kind of done that before, except for maybe being in the recording studio. Right. Yeah.
No, I've been in recording studios, and I remember, because I produced a few albums, and I remember just like the first time stepping into one, and it was like, this is not what I thought it was going to be when you like lay down tracks and stuff. It was
it's different.
It's totally different. I'm thinking the band's just going to get together and they're just going to jam, and absolutely not.
No.
And it took 3 14-hour days to lay down that album.
Oh yeah. But tomorrow I only have an hour and a half. So,
before we continue on, I just want everyone, if you haven't sampled, it's janetrobin.com. Hey, Kurt, can you just play a song? Pick your choice.
Okay, I'll play one.
Thank you. And you'll mute all of us, right?
Yep, here we go.
to believe it's our own human disease. Let's take it down. Listen to your sister speak. Listen to your sister speak. Feel the love, you know it's just like a drug. Let's give it out. Let's give it out. Take a stand, 'cause I'll lend a hand. Let's make it now. Listen to the world cry. Listen to the world cry. Hard to believe it's our own human disease. Let's take it down. Let's take it down. Listen to the world cry. Listen to the world cry. Listen to the world cry. Oh my, oh
Very Beatlesy, I thought. Fabulous. And yeah. I love that.
Myself. That was awesome. Yay. Awesome. Thank you, Janet. Everybody unmute yourselves. I don't know why you're not mute, why you're still muted. Hey, Kirk, can you unmute them?
There we go.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute some of them. Some of them I have to ask to unmute.
You know, what's funny about that song is I wrote that back in 2016 and the lyrics are still like, unfortunately, valid to this day.
Right.
Unfortunately, but
and
true.
The video on that, you guys go check it out. I saw, it's really great. There's these amazing montages of, just like Janet said, everything that was going on then that is still going on. It was like literally protest march and players kneeling and everything that is just, it's like you can see the future, Janet Robin.
Oh, God.
It's a really great video. Check it out.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Andrea, let's get to you now. How did you start?
I'm not playing guitar. I'm not singing.
You're not going to pull anything out tonight?
No, I could talk.
But wait a minute. Hold on. Where's the other star of your show? Where's the baby?
Oh, do you want to see her?
Of course.
Okay, I'll go get her. You're going to hear a little growl because she doesn't like when I wake her up, but let me go get her.
Okay.
I'll answer for Andrea. Go ahead. I'll answer for her.
I think she means a dog and not a bear or something.
Jenny and I pass these women all around from her show to my show.
I woke her up.
Oh, poor baby.
This is
But
Molly.
Beautiful.
This is Molly. She's we do photo shoots. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I do all these photo shoots all for COVID. We keep herself busy, and she's the best poser. Like she sees, I'm not kidding. I dress her up and I put meaningful messages behind her, and she just lets me take pictures. She's like, "What now? Okay, let's get her done." So anyway, this is Molly.
Molly's Andrea's sidekick, or we never know. Hey, if you tune into any of Andrea's stuff, Molly is dressed up. She's adorable. I watch it. I mean, I love you, Andrea, and I watch it for you. But I do love to see Molly. So, Andrea, I mean, a lot of people know who you are, but maybe some of our viewers don't know you are. How did you start in producing? Where are you from? Why don't you give us just a little history about yourself?
Okay, I was born and raised. I'm a native California. I was born and raised in this area, not too far from where I live now. I grew up in Mar Vista, and anyway, let's fast forward because I had a dysfunctional upbringing, as we all do back then, right? But all good. And anyway, I came out a little late in life, even though just because I didn't know. I was with women at a young age, but I never thought I could be a lesbian. I wound up marrying a man. But through that journey, when I divorced him and was ready to come out, which was not easy for me. I'm a big old dyke now, and that I know, but it wasn't easy getting out. But it, taught me a lot about the inequities of living life as a heterosexual woman and living life as a lesbian. And I was like, I didn't get it. And so that was the catalyst for me wanting to do something to serve the community, just to make it a little better. I wanted to offer like quality events and cultural events and wine and dine and theater and dance parties. I just didn't get why, like there was bars and softball. I tried softball. I suck. It was embarrassing. I went to try out really, and I had to learn what cleats were, and
that would be the first problem.
And I was all excited. I'm gonna go play softball. Yeah, I'm a lesbian. I'm gonna go play softball, and I show up all excited. New cleats, new glove that got wax on it. You're supposed to do that. And I showed up, and they're like, "Okay, next." And I go, "Okay, so what? I never hit the ball with the bat. So what? I didn't get picked." And I'm like, and they said, "Okay, thanks." I go, "What does that mean? What's next?" They go, "Well, no, nobody picked you up. No, there's no team wants you." And I want to play. Can I start my own team? And they said, "Yeah." And I literally sat on the bleachers, and everybody that didn't get picked, I said, "I have a team. If you want to be on my team, I don't care if you didn't get picked for tryouts." And I took all the rejects, and I started a softball team. And it was 2 years. I sucked, but I had friends that were good, that managed it. Or not managed it, coached it. I managed it. I got us a sponsor that bought our uniforms. Like I was good at that piece. And I would go up to bat, and the whole infield would move up. Like they would just move up, and like it's humiliating. But one time I made it to second base. I mean, not on the field, but it was fun. That was a good time. Anyway, thank you, Jenny.
What was your team name, Andrea?
It's just embarrassing. Okay, really? Okay. Does anybody remember Benvenuto in West Hollywood?
Yes.
The owner, yes. Tony. He was our sponsor. So we called ourselves the Impastas. We used to go eat after our games, and Tony would say,
"Love that.
When are you going to win a game? One game. One game. If I'm going to keep sponsoring and pay for these, you to win one game." And I'm like, "You got it, Tony. The season is young." So I did that for 2 years.
That's really funny.
But you want to hear we had a few good players that just liked me. Terry, Jenny, my great friend Terry, straight, who we played on softball. She's really athletic. So I brought her on, and then this amazing pitcher wanted to be on. So we had a couple really good players. When I left the team and they reformed the best players, they went on to win the Nationals. You're welcome. So there's that. Once I got off the team, it's so sad. They got so successful when I left. Anyway, so I started Women on a Row and it really was just about bicycling. I was an avid cyclist. It was really, and I'm like, well, I'll just do this. It was very organic. It was very grassroots. And I just put an ad, remember the Lesbian News?
Yes.
Yeah, so I put an ad in there, a new bike club for women starting called Women on a Roll. And our first ride had 40 women. And on every bike ride, we would talk. And I realized that, we would talk about, we would do lunch or breakfast. So we were getting to know each other. And I realized I would just say I went to this art opening. I went to this play. And everybody's like, that sounds like so much fun. I'm like, you could do it, right? Like it is fun. You could. And I just realized there was this void in the community that something needed to happen to bring us together, to make it okay to go somewhere. Whether you were a single couple, it didn't matter, but where you could feel safe and with like-minded women. And that was it. I did my first holiday party. I did my first cocktail party, and it's like, there was 250 women. It was at Border Grill. Susan Feniger is a friend of mine.
Oh yeah.
Border Grill. And we were just going to be in the bar. We took over the whole restaurant. She goes, what are you doing? I didn't know. I'm sorry. It's like, and then we did our first holiday party. So, it was clear that our community was hungry for this. I wasn't the only one.
So Andrea, I have a question. Like that was back then, and I was part of that. I mean, my ex-girlfriend, actually introduced me to Women on a Roll. And that's how I heard about it. And I came out, in 1985, the end of 85. And there were a lot of bars still around. There's not one lesbian bar in Los Angeles. So why do you guys think, like, because I've always heard, because I used to DJ in the bars, and, it was always like the lesbians, they get together, they hook up, and then they just step away from the club scene. But I mean, why don't you think, because I know people have said to me, we don't need gay bars anymore. And I think that's a bunch of horse crap, because, I miss a lesbian bar. I mean, I go to the boys' bars every once in a while. I go to the Abbey, but it's that sense of community.
This conversation could be taken across so I'm really involved in LGBTQ film festivals because all my films have content for our community. So I'm pretty well known across the circuit. My phone's ringing. I'm ignoring it. ADD. Okay, back with you. I'm right here. Right here. Anyway, so,
I've got two.
You talk about, do we still need film festivals that are focused on LGBTQ content? Yes. Just what you said, Gaye Ann, we need that community. And I think any community that's marginalized and are still, even as equality gets better, although in this administration, we're in it big time, but we need that community for people that share those stories. I think so. I think the LGBTQ film festivals should be here. I do think we all miss our lesbian bars, right? I mean, it's sad that
there's still girl bar. Is that still
ish? I mean, but it's not like a consistent bar, because you're probably younger than me anyway, Janet. But,
I don't know.
Well, what about me? Do you think I'm younger than? Oh, see how you got that, Janet? No,
I'm 53.
Hold on, because I've been around with you a long time. I've seen it. Janet, not so much, but it's it used. I mean, it used to be like the watering hole. The water. What really made me come out and be comfortable was to have those bars to go to. And to hear from my predecessors who actually broke the ground rules for this. And it made it really comfortable for me to feel that I belonged and there was a community. And, we can all mix and that's great. I also said, I don't like labels. I don't like this, but we don't have a place. And that's why I appreciate you, Andrea, for continuing to do what you do in the capacity that you do it. How many times did I say do? But Janet, when did you come out?
You said do. I heard that.
Janet, when did you come out?
16, but it was really, and when I was in first grade, when I had to crush on my first grade teacher.
Were your parents okay with it? Did you
at 16, I saw a program on TV about gay teenagers, and at the end of the program was the number for the Gay and Lesbian Center. So I called it, and I was like, I think I'm this, I mean, I'm 16 and they're like, well, you can come down and talk to somebody here. And I did have a car and it's a whole thing, but the short story of it is that I went down there and I talked to somebody. They were great. They were so great, but they did fix my ID to make me 18 so that I could go to
the bars.
Yeah. You could get into, what was the name of that place next to the French Quarter? Peanuts.
7969
Peanuts. You could get in Peanuts at that time if you were 18. So they fixed my student ID. But while I was there, I mean, I just parked it was when it was on Highland. I'm just 16, just driving. I didn't read any signs. My car got towed.
Nice. Okay.
So some random transgender woman took me to my mom's house, my parents' house, and I had my secret stash money to get my car out of the police garage. And my mom's like, who's that in the car? What are you doing? You know, it was like everything happened. I'd never got a ticket before. I didn't know what a police garage was. It was a fucking nightmare, you know?
Ugh.
And the next day I did everything in one day. Like I did that. And then at night I had my fake student ID. I went to Peanuts. I found some random girl. I kissed her. I didn't even like her. I just didn't know what it was like, you know, because
cute.
Yeah. And then the next day I told my mom.
That's brilliant. You get everything. You just hand them all of that at once. So they can't just like freak out. You're gay. You're like, I'm gay. I'm hanging out and doing bad things. I don't know how to park my car. They don't know where to
I started, you know, I was crying.
Done. You know, just
I started crying, not about the whole coming out thing, but like, I got a ticket. Then we told my dad that night. We went to dinner and told my dad. They were taken aback in the beginning, but I mean, you know, I've come from relatively, you know, liberal Jewish middle class, you know, family. And I mean, the first thing, of course, they're going to say, Jewish family, okay, let's all go to therapy, you know? So that's what we did. The three of us went to a therapist they were like, not to change you, but just so you understand, you know, the lifestyle choice that you're making. I'm like, I'm not making a choice, you know, but if you want to go, the three of us, that's fine.
You know, I didn't get therapy. Italians are different than Jews. My mother was like, you're an only child, so I'll never get grandchildren. That's literally, she didn't care if I was gay. It didn't matter what I
cared about. Yeah.
She cared about the grandchild because I was an only child and I was the only one that could produce that for her.
Oh yeah.
But Italians and Jews are very similar.
They are, but I have two older brothers, so we have enough people.
So Janet, I want you to play something live for us. Can you?
Oh.
Would you?
Oh, the pressure's on. Yeah. This is
you guys didn't think she was going to play live for us.
A little boogie woogie. How's that?
Nice.
Amazing.
You are unbelievably good. I mean, it just every time I hear you, it blows my mind. And the old sound and with the new band is just, I mean, I'm in awe of
thank you. I do appreciate that. But that's, you know, that's what happens when you start something young. But even so, I tell some of my older students, it's never too late to pick up an instrument. And it's so that has replaced my therapy.
You play classical Spanish guitar as well, which is
I love that.
A whole other thing, isn't it?
Well, it is. You know, one of the guys in the band comes from that background, but yeah, I mean, to me, it's very therapeutic, and I'm a little OCD, so you know, I like to hyper focus, and you know, I can just work on one part for like, you know, 20 hours until I get it right. But
really,
wow.
Mara,
that's what you got to do. I mean, that's
who are your influences, like top 5?
Oh, for sure, Led Zeppelin, number 1.
Wow.
Beatles,
yeah, of course,
as you mentioned, Cara. You know, it's all over the place, but I grew up, with my brother next door in his bedroom, smoking pot and listening to, you know, what we call now all classic rock. So Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Bowie, Beatles, Heart. You know, I really looked up to them because there weren't really very many rock and roll women. I mean, I love Joni Mitchell and Bonnie Raitt and those guys, but you know, they weren't like in the rock scene. But yeah, I did listen to singer songwriters too, James Taylor, and just it's really all over the place, you know. It's just, but as far as guitar players go, yeah, it would be Hendrix, Page, Eric Clapton, and of course my teacher Randy Rhoads. So
Randy was great. He was like phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about a virtuoso, that you're talking about him. He was a virtuoso, and the best thing about him was he gave me confidence. He could give a shit that I was a girl, and he didn't care how young I was. I was very young when I started with him, 9, and it was just like, you practice, you get good. You don't practice, forget it. You know, so
my drum teacher told me that when I was in high school, and I took I didn't listen to him. So I don't play drums. But,
well, it's not like the movie Whiplash. Let's not get a little crazy.
Great movie.
It's a discipline. And I think it's also very therapeutic. Music in general is therapeutic. And to focus on something, you know, I tell my students, turn your phone off, turn your computer off, sit with your guitar, you know, feel the guitar. It's alive, you know, it's wood, it's alive. You know, it's alive.
I mean, I wanted to play guitar. My parents forced me to do piano and organ, and I did it. And I play it, blah, blah, blah. But I never really enjoyed it. There was no passion. So I really didn't. I mean, I play it, but I'm not like good at it. I really wanted to play guitar. So my parents bought me a guitar, and it had the steel strings.
Yeah.
And it was hurting. And and then I would try to do it, and I was getting it. And then I would get so frustrated because I couldn't get it fast enough.
Yeah, you didn't have me teaching you.
And I was so pissed off. Like, I had the guitar and I was so pissed off because I couldn't play. I was like, it's a month already. Why aren't I playing a song? Plus, these callus things were hurting.
Well, that does hurt, but there's a way to fix that too. I tell people sometimes put a little super glue on your calluses and it won't hurt as much. I mean, I've got all kinds of tricks.
Well, I know. I'm going to have to call you now because I have 8 guitars. I have 8 acoustics, 2 electrics, and a bass. And and I had a drum kit that I donated.
That's a whole band right there.
Well, because I used to manage the motels.
Yes,
and,
I know.
And they came down here, and apparently my house is acoustically good, so it saved us money in hiring a rehearsal studio. So they came and rehearsed here, but they didn't have any money, so I ended up buying all these instruments for them.
Wow, cool. Yeah. Well, anytime. Yeah. You just have to get over a few little humps and then you can play.
Can I play with these nails?
No.
Okay.
Meanwhile, hotels are all in a Zoom room right now talking about how this woman stole our guitars. That's why our band broke up.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. You get your nails done, or did you get your nails done?
It's like I told you, only the lonely can play. Yes, I got my nails done illegally. My backdoor manicurist.
Very nice.
Aren't they open now? I thought they were open now.
In Ventura, they're open. Everything's open in Ventura. Good luck.
I thought they were okay.
I think they're open now here.
They are. They are. Because I went in. I got my mani today, but it's like there's no people in there, and you have to wear your mask, which is fine. But they are open now.
So, ladies, I mean, just to move on to this COVID thing, and I just want to talk. What have you guys been doing? I mean, like what have you gotten personally? I mean, have you guys done any sort of personal growth, personal evaluation during this time, or have you just sort of gone through and recreated stuff? So
I've been drinking more.
I was
eating. What I did is I just got in COVID-19. I found COVID-15 and it's right there.
Mara?
I'm really excited to say that I just got this smart oven because they have been cheating like crazy. I probably put on 10 pounds since the COVID thing. And so told me about this smart oven I think it's called Tavala. And you just basically pair it with your phone and it'll cook things to perfection. You just hit your phone, cook.
Ooh. What?
Wait
a minute. I need to know because everybody's cooking now and I could say so am I.
Wow.
a lot of the reason why I cheat on my diet is because I'm terrible in the kitchen and I usually burn it or I don't cook it right. But this, you can't go wrong. It steams it, it bakes it, and broils it like in a cycle.
See, I thought you were going to say it's a smart oven because it won't allow you to cook cookies or something.
That's what I thought too.
But seriously, you know, Gaye Ann, to answer your question, I'm going to tell you, I do feel, and I don't know, I feel a changed person. I am changed. Without a doubt, you have to go. My wife is in New York. I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh.
I haven't seen her since March 1st.
No.
Oh God.
It's very tough. And I'm, you know, here with my dog. I've done a few physical distance get together in my yard. Jenny was at one of them. But for the most part, it's me and this computer on Zoom.
Oh.
And I feel changed. And I.
How? In what way?
So, you know, obviously your priorities shift. You know, I was traveling around the world. I never stopped between going to see my wife, taking Women on a Roll, going to film festivals all over the world. I traveled a lot. I was always like, what's next? What's next? Like it was always like something about it did make me pause and recreate myself. I'm proud of what I did do. Day one, I got depressed for a day. I'm lucky. I don't deal with depression at all, and I get it's a real thing for people. It's not in my DNA. I feel so lucky. I could count on one hand how many times I felt depression. When everything went on lockdown, I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? Because everything, like, this is my August 1st was my 25th Women on a Roll anniversary. We had a big gala, sponsorship, like, and my trip to Italy, New Orleans. I have a little, yeah. So I was planning, you know, in 2019, I said, let's go to Asia, Italy, and New Orleans. Now, when I promised women I was going to take them to hot spots of the world, that's not what I meant. But anyway, everything obviously got canceled. And you have to look at like, okay, and then my first thing was get on the other side of this healthy and we're all winners. Everything else will be okay. But it just made me go inside myself. So, well, that didn't sound right. Well, my wife, as I said, it's
wireless or plug-in. That's what I want to know.
That was last week's show.
Yeah,
I really did have to think of priorities and what do I want to do and who do I want to be in this time in our world as it changes, because it is different and it's going to continue to be different. So I just did a lot of like assessing who I was and who I want to be and what needs to change in my life. You have to look at what needs to change because all of us have to reflect on that. We don't have a choice anymore. And I think that's kind of why it arrived in some ways, you know? And so, so I feel changed in what way? I mean, my unbelievable, I'm a social animal. My undeniable desire to be with people and create big events has really just calmed down in a big, big way. And I'm so okay with being with myself. And I'm so okay with what's next. And, you know, I've been writing, I write films. So I'm writing my new screenplay and, not a lot of excuses not to do it, other than I'm working 10 hours a day on Women on the Net. But so, yes, I do feel like I'm changed. I am changed and I hope for the better, You
can't, what? I think when we change, we always change for the better. I think you have to, I think just automatically it's something that pushes us forward. And I agree with you because I'm the ADHD and I'm a social person and I don't get depressed either. But I have to say, the first week, it felt like a vacation. And I was like, even though I was home, it still felt kind of cool. I can call my friends anytime I want, just like no pressure. And then work, and I still work, thank God. I still have my job. But then it started working, and then it started started to become into a routine that I became used to, because for my problem with ADHD, I need structure. Not necessarily like structure. That's why I love to go to the office, because in my brain, when I went to the office, I was doing CBS work. And then after I left the office, it was between the sheets, and then being put at my home, it really played with my head a little, because I was like, I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm working, but I'm distracted because of something that I'm doing personally. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it all is from within. I think this time is to take a pause, take a beat. I mean, Kim, what have you been doing? I know you've been going through some transformations as well during this time, even though you are working.
Well, I mean, for me, you guys, I am working, so it doesn't even feel like anything's happened, really. I'm still working 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. It's made me realize a few things, because coming home and just, when you get home, you're home and you're not going out and you're not meeting other people. And I like my alone time more than many people, I think. Like I like it, but it's also made me realize that I very much dislike a lot of things about LA. I am interested in maybe not being in the midst of LA anymore. Like driving around downtown. Like I used to live in downtown for 4 years. And I drove around and I thought it's the ugliest goddamn city in the whole wide world. It is. There's nothing redeeming about downtown. And I live in Koreatown, and it's fun and there's lots of bars but it's like, I don't want that anymore. Like I want to be by the beach, and I want to be like out in nature, and I want to be just, I don't know, just different, I can't really explain it. Just out somewhere healthy.
Look, I'm with you. I go to the beach once a week. Obviously it's to do something else that I'm looking into, but the beach is my happy place. And I'd like to end up there, and I'm planning to end up to the beach, but I've got a few more years to go before I retire. Cara, what have you been doing? I know you've been going through some soul searching here during this time as well.
Right. Well, I was having a difficult time before it all started, because I went through a divorce. So I had to go do some quite deep work. Since I've been on this show. In fact, I was married at the beginning and now I'm divorced. But so it was kind of like a hyper version of what I was already doing, actually, because I had more time to go even more inside and just dig in. But also discipline. I found I always had discipline of sorts, but I kind of like this. Do yoga at 10:30, go for a walk. I've got things that I like to do. I'm working on my Taj Mahal, which is a big mosaic I'm doing, which is 4 foot by 6 foot. And I want to get it finished by August. I'm going to do it. So, lots of things, but spending time with myself has been really great. I'm sure many people have found that even though it's hard, we have to be our best friend. That's how we get through life.
It's all about self-love and self-care. And I think, because we're all so busy and all this other stuff, we tend to not really focus on us. It's usually, most of us on this call, we focus on others for the most part. Look at our professions. And what we do, it's for the enjoyment of others. And it was cool for me to sort of sit back and sort of go, okay, I have to sit with myself. I can't entertain myself with others and not address situations and issues that are coming up, because I'm looking in a mirror now and I need to work on me. And it really, I started meditating. Look, I've done what everybody else has done. It's just, I think because we're all social people, I think we never really have that time to spend on us. So I think it was a really great experience, what we're going through now, even though things are lightening up. It's something that's made an impression on me. And I think probably whatever you guys are doing as well. And it's something that we're going to adapt into our lifestyle. I think we're all a lot calmer, personally.
Do you think things are lightening up because they're expecting another resurgence and they're expecting a whole nother spike to happen? So yes, they're lightening up in terms of going out, but I don't think, like for me, what I did was produce shows, concerts and comedy shows on big stages. I had a Brandy Carlisle concert scheduled for May 16th, 3,000 seat venue. Of course, that got canceled. And I produced shows that are at least 200 people plus. And then I produce parties that are 200-300 people, 400 people. And I take people traveling. So none of that's happening, right? As things lift, it is all different. I went to my first restaurant yesterday. That was super exciting.
Me too.
I did
Yeah,
that.
it was so fun. And they only had
Dinner.
sugarfish, and they had in this whole sugarfish, they have 4 booths open, and it was all, each booth had 2 women in a booth. And I just told everybody, it's girls' day at Sugarfish. And we all start talking because nobody else is in the restaurant, and we made friends with everybody.
Oh,
And
lovely.
I know. So, but that was my first, it was so exciting going to a restaurant. Like, it was so great. But
It makes us appreciate the things we took for granted.
without a doubt, Gaye Ann, without a doubt. Yes. We took a lot for granted. We're spoiled.
We are.
We are so lucky because so many people have lost their jobs and they are never going to have the pleasure of all the things we took for granted.
Absolutely.
And that we have to remember, because we're at home in our beautiful homes and our little lives where it's all organized and we've got savings or whatever. And there are many
speak for
people
yourself
who
there.
are just never going to have a life again. I mean,
No, it's really hard, especially for entertainers, where some clubs are actually never going to come back again.
no.
Oh God, I saw a thing on the Troubadour.
They started a fund
People
for
said
the
that.
Troubadour. I mean, it's not
Really?
closing, but they started a fund for Troubadour, which is for those of you out there who don't know, it is, it's just such an important club. And then McCabe's also.
Yeah, McCabe's too.
Mm.
It's
All of them.
not going down. It's just that they're having some struggles.
Struggling.
And
Right.
even-
And what
even-
about Broadway? I mean, it's just heartbreaking. Those people who work their whole lives to just have that 5 years of being the best they can be, and it's taken from them. Oh, it's just tragic.
I feel sad for the graduates. They don't get to have graduations.
Right. We saw one on Zoom, though.
Yes,
I went to a Zoom graduation.
There is going to be another wave. And I know it because my wife works in deals with a company that makes the strapping for surgical masks. So they are pumping up manufacturing for that. And my dad had COVID.
Oh, he did?
Oh.
Yes, he's 88 and he's in a memory care facility. I mean, the absolute most high risk category you could be in. And he beat it.
Wow.
I don't know how, but I mean, antibiotics and oxygen, but he's extremely lucky. But it is supposed to come back again. And
Yeah, they're saying, especially with the way the government's not leading any, like there's no lead, it's horrible. And
I mean, I want everybody to go back to work too. I want to see people
Right.
on play, and but I think things are opening up.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm in the
little
business.
too soon.
I'm in the business. And right now I am extremely busy. I am planning probably the first 2 photo shoots that's ever going to happen, either at film production or in TV production for one of my shows. We're going to do it in July. I have a 45-page document, rules, regulations.
Wow.
I have to have somebody on site with rapid testing.
Right.
Usually I do these, I've done these photo shoots for 31 years. It's a no-brainer. I could literally plan it in my sleep. And it has become so difficult, but understandable that it needs to be done. And then I work on the show Big Brother, and we're going to go forward with that. So with those,
Just be careful. I mean,
yeah,
I have personal story with somebody who has had COVID, and was lucky, but there are other people who
exactly. And
were
but
not lucky.
no, but we're taking precautions. Like I've got to get the face shields and the masks and the COVID testing and have a nurse on board. And with the people with Big Brother, they're being, it's going to be tough. We're not going to be able to shoot them the way we'd normally shoot them. We're not
Right.
even going to shoot them like in person. So, I mean, everything has to adapt. I mean, NBC just opened the other day, not for staff, but for productions, and and the white pages, and then there's like every other page for every other union and everything. It's going to be a new world, and I think it's all like undaunting right now because it's nothing that we're familiar with. But I think once we figure it out and we get into the groove, I think this is the new way of life for a while.
I think for a few years, we're in this for a few years for sure.
Get the vaccine, so I don't see why things can't chill out a little after the vaccine's out. I don't get
because here's the
There isn't a vaccine.
no, but when the
We're just being conditioned to live like this. This is what it's going to be like.
but even if a vaccine comes out, you know, truly, if people want the vaccine, you wait till the third or fourth time that it's like the fourth generation of it. So again, that's going to take a long time to do the testing and stuff like that, and what works, what doesn't. So Andrea is absolutely right. We're looking at years, people. I mean, I'm glad I'm old. I'm glad I got the bar years out of the way, the one night stands, all that shit out of the way.
I'm not done with the one night stand. Sorry. Hey, but listen, I'm gonna it hasn't been canceled yet. I'm supposed to go see Brandi Carlile at Red Rocks mid-September, and it's still on, y'all.
Is that in Vegas?
No, Colorado.
Oh, okay. Sorry, didn't know. I knew there was a rock in Vegas, but I don't know where.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
going to September. A lot of September things are not canceled
yet.
I think
I'm going to tell you, it's highly unlikely. I talked to her. I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to be canceled or not.
Yeah.
And what they may do is that's a beautiful outdoor venue where you can space out. That's my favorite venues in the world. So it might work for you, you know, it could. But it's, you look at, okay, just case in point. The Hollywood Bowl canceled its entire 2020 season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Entire.
I wanted to see Alanis Morissette. Jesus Christ.
Oh, first of all, I can't get Ticketmaster to refund my money because they said, well,
shit.
I have 2 expensive tickets for shows. I'm like, okay, well, we're not going to refund you because we're looking at rescheduling. I'm like, it's done. Give me it's not.
They told me they're rescheduling Steely Dan to exactly a year later.
Yeah. Yes. And they did the same thing for Alanis. So, I mean, I don't know, Jenny, what are you hearing? Or what have you been doing? What's your
Jenny, you're way too quiet. You need to
you guys are, you know, everybody's growing, like you're saying. And I don't know if you guys know, my sister is a really, really talented artist, a painter. And so I have actually used the time to study art. And I think it's really paying off.
Oh.
It's you know, note that the sly smile there. It's deep. I have been, you know, I'm doing my daily shows, my talk shows, and the game show. And for me, it's a show that I've always wanted to do, but I've always had to put it on the side. So I had to go out and get work and do comedy or do this or do that. So I was always either trying to get work or trying to promote the work that I had or trying to do all that. And I didn't have time to really devote to the show that I'm doing. Well, when all the work went away, it was kind of like, well, now I have no other, you know, I don't have to feel guilty about it. I can spend all the time I want on this. And the amount of time that I want to spend on it has been enormous. I'm having a blast doing it. And I'm really just kind of digging into it. And for the first time in a long time, I really feel like I'm, you know, kind of settled in where I want to go and what I want to do with things. And as I'm doing this more and learning more, you know, week in and week out doing them, it's really kind of coming together. And so I'm really, for me, it's been a growth in that I can, you know, like really focus on what it is that I want to do besides the business part of show business. I suck at, you know, I'm just not good at that part. And it's hurt me not really hurt me, but it's certainly not helped me. Well, now the business part is kind of gone. You know, I've just got to really focus on the art, and I've been able to do that for a few months. So it's been great. Now I got to focus on the business part. They're trying to sell this damn thing, but that's what I've been doing. Aside from my art, that's what I've been doing.
That's for sale, is it?
Because I've known Jenny for so long, and Jenny's been on 2 of my specials, right, for TV.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I wanted to say I watch what Jenny is the classic example of, you know, making lemonade. Like her show, and people have come, like I know a lot of the people that are on her show, and they say, Jenny's a really good interview. And I've been on her show a couple of times.
Thank you.
And what you have honed in on a skill set that like I didn't even know you had, and you're a natural at it. And then of course, you know, I'm a big fan of Pandemic Password, but I got to be on it, yay! But
Pandemic Password.
Yeah, it's a game show. It's
just
5 different game shows. It's just goofy and ridiculous.
It's so fun. But my point is that watching what Jenny has done, And I feel like kind of in a way we're kindred spirits in that way, really, you know, because we both had to kind of like redefine ourselves. But I watch your show and being on, I guess, and I just feel like it's a skill set that maybe none of us would have really known that you're so good at.
Thank you.
Without this, like, I just think you're really good. People really have said to me, because I know so many artists that have been on her show, and they go, she's a really good interviewer. Like, she does her homework, her due diligence. I said, I know. And I watch it and I feel like you've evolved in that. Maybe
I was on your show last week, Jenny.
You were. It was awesome. I love that show. I had so much. That's been fun for me too, because like I'm getting all these videos on people, and I'd seen Jen, and I've seen you play a couple of times before, but like sitting and watching your music and watching what you do and the strings, it was so fun. So for me, I've been like, all these people I know that didn't have these talents, Drea Weber, and like she can sing too. It was like all the cool things I'm learning about my friends that I didn't know all these talents that they had too. So that's been great for me. It's been super fun.
But your art far surpasses them.
You know what? It is. I want to show it again.
Did you go
so good. I think if you're watching, you should take a picture right now. Make sure I'm in it, because this is.
Wait, I'm going to do a screen grab. Put it back.
There you go.
Okay, got it. I'll send it to you.
There you go. Thank you.
Janet, didn't you think she was a good interview? I think her show was so good, right?
Thank you.
You did your homework, as Gaye Ann has as well. I really appreciate people who do that. You know, I think it's so important, because otherwise it's like, you know, you don't know who you're talking to.
But you know what the coolest part, and maybe Jenny can agree with me, I love doing this show because I have my friends on it. So we really have that personal like relationship and friendship, or if I just met you, I've seen you, but it's really, I love doing the show because it's so comfortable.
And how is it doing the show for you now than when you used to be in the studio? How has that affected your show and who you are in this platform?
I think for me,
look at me, I'm turning it around now. I'm the host.
I'm used to you doing this. It doesn't matter. I mean, I met you the first time after I've known you for so many years at the Outfest Gala, and then she's sitting across, you're Gaye Ann Bruno, Andrea Meyerson. We've got to do something together. Okay, Andrea. But I mean, how has it changed? You know, I love, just like you, I love energy. I love being with people. And in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is not gonna be good. I mean, I just really, I'm always positive, like, because I won't feel the energy. And you know, when you're riffing, maybe there's a time delay. And then, you know, I'm not a comedian, but I know I'm quick when I'm funny. And it's like, will I miss that? Will I not be funny enough? And will it not translate the way it is in person, where we're talking all over each other? And that's part of the funny part of it. But I have to say, I mean, the more I'm doing it, and the more all of us on my panel are comfortable with this new genre, I think it's okay. I don't want to stay doing this. I mean, the minute the studio's open and we're allowed to go in with safe distancing, which means 3 people can only go in the studio, you know, that's me. I love live shows. I've worked on the Grammys. I work on live events. I love live events. I feed off of that energy. You know, and just like a musician, just like Andrew, I mean, I feed off of live. I feed off of energy. And so the minute that I can go in the studio, you know, I will. And I already know I know Mara won't come in. I know that.
I'm coming.
I know it's going to be me, Kim, and Cara, the rebels. I know that. And, you know, and Mara, you know, and Delisha, who has an autoimmune disease, and Cheryl. I mean, Cheryl lives with her mother, and so do I, but trust me, it'll be fine. But I do. It hasn't really changed. Keep quiet, Jenny. It hasn't really.
You made me laugh. That's just Mom. She's fine. It's all right. I breathe germs on her all the time. She's good. Good.
Back room. It's like flowers in the attic. It's all that. but I mean, I'm actually getting comfortable with this format now, but it's nothing that I want to live in all the time. So I'm proud of all of us for adapting. I don't think the show misses anything because of this. But the other part is that I really love is that when you have people come into the studio it's hard for people to do it with their schedules and go to Burbank. So the access of people that I have right now, because it's so convenient, because no one's going fucking anywhere, is amazing. And I'm sure Jenny can agree with me. People that maybe we couldn't have on because of tour schedules or whatever. We have the access to that. So it actually uplifts and really elevates what we're doing, my opinion.
I have a question. When we're back in the studio, will we need to wear pants?
No,
no,
not at all.
I don't wear them.
Stand up. I'm going to wear my bubby slippers. I'm going to wear my shorts. And as long as we're good from the waist up, I don't give a shit. Okay. I don't give a crap. But Mara, you've been awfully quiet. I know you've also been alone and sequestering yourself and all that other stuff. So what have you been doing? I know you're an artist. Have you been creating? What's been going on?
I have a day job where I work we're artists in our family, and we do digital renderings. I work with architects and interior designers, and we create digital renderings, virtual reality, like to make it look like as if it is a real picture for communities that are going to come out. That's my day job. I'm in sales. But I work from my home, so I always have. So it's really not that different. For me, every day is the same anyway, with all the distractions, The main thing that has been hard, very challenging for me, is not being able to go to the gym. And even though the gyms are open, I don't feel comfortable going. The gym was kind of like my sanity. And people could say, well, yeah, you can work out outside, but yes and no. I have a knee injury that it makes it hard for me to do a lot of different things. So I really like that stationary bike and the weights. And now I have to get creative and figure out, like, I'm using a big, 8-gallon water bottle to lift weights now, because I don't have any, not 8-gallon, 8-pound water bottle. But creatively speaking, no, I've been depressed. I have fought depression. I always fight depression. So I have not been tuned in and tapped in whatever with creative stuff at all. And it's really weird, because I usually am oozing with creative ideas and energy, but I have not. Everything has slowed down for me, and it's been rather sticky and slow, and it's just an adjustment. I'm not lying here. I'm not going to say that, paint a picture that, oh yeah, everything has been great and I've really been blossoming. No, I haven't. It's been freaking hard. So.
Can you ride your bike outside, or is it with your knee? Are you afraid to do that? Or are you just not in a location that you can do that?
I am accident prone, and
you know what you can get though, Mara? They've got these little stands that you take your front tire up and you put it, or you can put your bike on it so that your bike becomes a stationary bike.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Wow, that's cool.
Do you live alone, Mara, instead of buying the oven, buy the damn bike thing.
No, you gotta hook the bike up to the oven, and then the faster you pedal, the more gets cooked for you.
I want to say I want to comment on Mara, because what I'm going to say is the only saving thing for me about COVID is I have an excuse not to go to the gym. So I don't relate at all. It's like, I can't go to the gym. I want to go. It is the most amazing thing that I really can't go to the gym, because I always say I can't, and I really can't now. I'm sorry. But, again, I have COVID-19 and you don't. So there's that.
I get that too, Mara, because a lot of the places that I used to find solace in, it's not like that I'm not comfortable at home, but I would go to the Korean spa and go in the tubs and the saunas and just or Lake Shrine. I would walk around Lake Shrine or even go to Agape to services. You know what I mean? And that, I can't recreate that at home. I watch Agape at home, but it's not the same. I can't get out to Lake Shrine. You know what I mean? It is different. The things that feed me aren't happening right now.
And I think for you too, Kim, you're still working. So that's got to be kind of a bit of a mind fuck, in that we're all developing this new thing in a new setting without our work, you're still having to deal with all that stuff, having to deal with all your nice places being gone, and you're still working every day. So that I would imagine would be
Yeah, and working every day is like, damn, I want to go.
What do you do,
I want to
Kim?
go to the Korean spa.
How
So
you sold your restaurant, Kim? Why are you working every day? I thought you sold the restaurant.
I did sell the restaurant. So I went to work for a company that does sanitization, right? And they have the sprays that are EPA registered against the coronaviruses.
Wow.
So our company actually was 80 times busier when COVID hit than it was before, and still is. So, and we're an essential service because it's sanitization. And so that's.
And you're even living it even more then. Not only are you working, but you're like, it's not like you could go to work and be a florist and get lost in your work making flowers. You're at work dealing with fucking COVID. So
well, no, and that's the thing too. And I think maybe for anyone who's artistic, so like my thing is food, right? But I also love clothes, and not just to buy them. I love to look at them and the colors and the patterns, and that's just what feeds me, and it feeds my creativity. And without getting that, it does kind of suck, I have to say.
So happy this last weekend. I went to 2 malls. I was smiling like permanently under my mask. I just also ate at a restaurant at the Grove, and it was like I felt normal again.
But the thing is, every little thing we do, like Andrea said, and Kim said, a week ago we went to a restaurant. It's like, oh my God, I mean. I got my nails done after like X amount of months. I was so excited. And I do hike. I love to hike. Kim and I have become the hikers of the between the sheets bunch. We can't.
So are you hiking between the sheets?
They're very big sheets.
Very big sheets. A king size bed. You should see what I do. No, yeah. And I like the ones that are really hot.
If only, Andrea. If only.
By the way, you can have one night stands, and it's called phone sex. It's really easy now. There's no bodily fluids exchange. I've learned how to do that really well. Apparently,
I have to say, can I just say, there's a new thing, and if anybody was on my Woman on the Net last night, we had Alice Frick, who had a short film, who had a date on Zoom where they had Zoom sex, and it was hysterical. I want to share it.
Were they naked?
Oh, you have to see this short film. How can we share it with your people, Gaye Ann? Like,
where is it? Just where would the link be?
If I send you the link.
Just send me the link. I'll put it up on
I was laughing so hard. It's the funniest short. It's a 4-minute short film. She won Best Comedic Actress, like all over the place. I'm going to send it to you. Get it out to your people.
I mean, I really love us, all of us. I want to play another song by Janet, just because I like to do uplifting stuff. But I really love all of us because we're all in positions. First now, like people are turning into us. So we're making people laugh. We're making people forget whatever bullshit. But I really like that women are coming together. And I really just like that.
That's always a good thing.
But it's always a good thing. It's like, I was on Jenny's show. Jenny's on here, Andrea and I just love that women support women. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't support anybody else, but, women get a bad rap of being backbiting and bitchy. But you know what? During COVID, maybe before COVID, maybe. But after, I think we're all really supportive of each other. I mean, if one of our friends or something has, something to promote, do it. Let's do it. Let's help each other. Kurt.
Yes.
Kim, here's some clothes for you, Kim.
Oh, love
Thank you, Jenny. That is feeding my soul right
You're
now.
welcome. You're welcome.
I'm wearing it. I'm going to put this on for you.
Very nice.
It's my favorite T-shirt. And you said it. You said it, Gaye Ann. It's my favorite T-shirt.
Well, I told you. You and I are pretty. We're like this, honey. All right, Kurt. Let's play another wonderful Janet Robbins song.
All right, will do.
I'll take another walk today. On the Charles Bridge I'll find my way, with the castle in the distance of my eyes. The night begins to fade with fog. Everybody falls in love in Prague. Drinking wine in Old Town Square. I'm so full of food, but I don't care. I'm in the center of a Gothic beating heart. Feed the swans and kiss the god. Everybody falls in love in Prague.
Janet.
Thank you.
Is that based on a personal story?
Hold on, Andrea. Before we get on that, we have a caller, so I don't want them to hang up.
Okay.
And hold your thought.
I love that song.
Kurt?
All right, they're on.
Okay. Hello, caller. Welcome to Between the Sheets. Who's calling?
This is Tanya, Shake and Bake. What's up?
Hey, Tanya!
Hey, Tanya.
Clemens. I call her Shake and Bake because when she came to be interviewed on the show, she was higher than a kite.
Oh, shit.
I was calling to see if Jenny was wearing pants.
If I would do what?
She's not.
I was calling to see if Jenny was wearing pants. Are you wearing pants, Jenny?
Of course not. I'm not wearing anything for those days.
Tanya, what do you have to say? We're running late. You always wait to the last minute to fucking call.
Dude, she's just give her some time, man.
I was working on Shake and Bake. I was getting high first.
Shocking.
Shaking. I'm shaking.
There you go.
Mara's gonna bake in her smart oven.
I love the music. These are awesome connects. I love these women. They're awesome characters too. It's cool.
Characters, really?
Who, us?
I feel like
I'm glad
I've known them in another life or something.
Well, thanks, say Shake and Bake, for always supporting the show and calling. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks, I'm sure.
Well, no, I was gonna call in last week, but I started masturbating, because it was an exciting show.
You know what? Just do that earlier. You had hours before.
Phone first.
Well, I'll call you later for the sex phone. I'll call you later, okay? For the sex phone date.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not charging anything yet. I'm just working out my skills. This could be a whole other profession after. Down. If I need a test person, I will call you, Tanya.
I already have the digits. I already know.
All right, sweetheart. Be safe and be well, okay? Wear that mask.
I love all you ladies. See you later. Cheers.
Bye, Tanya.
Wear the mask while you're masturbating, just in case. Okay.
Okay, definitely.
Janet, I love that song. I have to tell her. Can I tell her that, Gaye Ann?
Please.
I love that song, and I want to know the inspiration. Was that based on something that happened when you were in Prague? It was beautiful.
Thank you. I don't, I started my European career in Prague. That's how I got into the European touring through another band, November 2nd, who took me under their wings. They're from there. And I just basically I fell in love with Prague.
Yeah.
I had some strange connection. I don't know. My family's not really from there, from Russia and Poland, which is nearby.
We're Russia and Romania.
Yeah, same deal.
European Jews, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have seen my great grandfather's name, which was Rabinowitz. I've seen it listed out in Czech Republic around, which is a common name, but who knows? You know, I feel like I'm a cat. You know, I always end up back at, you know, back where I'm supposed to be. Felt like home. And I kept going back there, and I built a really good following over there. And it's a really magical city. And I just remember writing that song in this little B&B. I mean, I literally wrote that song in like an hour.
I love that song.
So
do you all agree? I love that song.
I loved it.
I just wanted to create a some kind of feeling for, you know, being what it's like to be in Europe in that environment, because in Prague, you know, it wasn't bombed, right? So everything is intact, right? So all the streets,
unlike so much of Europe
right? You know, I mean, a lot of Germany was rebuilt, and even parts of London and places, Paris and stuff. It's really a different place there, and you can literally walk around, you know, at different times of usually in the evening, on a dark cobblestone street, and you're not afraid or anything, but you feel like you're in some kind of Franz Kafka novel, you know.
My favorite author.
Right.
Where are my kindred spirits? By the way, you've intrigued Molly. Now she wants to go to Prague, and I can't take her there. So bring it down a notch.
But I do when things open up, man, if you're going to go to Europe, you know, you got to hit Prague, and all of Czech Republic is absolutely stunning and beautiful. Castles everywhere.
Castles. All right, Andrea, take us there next.
Yeah, please, Andrea.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
I'll book a show.
Already on the books in 2022.
You schedule a trip, and I'll book a show out there.
Right.
It's already on the books, but I can't announce any travel because we're in COVID and it's insensitive. I'm not going to do anything in bad taste.
Andrea, the trips that you had for this year, are you pushing them to next year? Or what's your
great question? Yeah. So, well, we were able to get in and out of Thailand. Amazing. We were so lucky because they had already closed the borders for most of travel, and definitely China could not come in. The borders were closed. So we went during high season in Thailand, and we had the country to ourselves during high season. Everywhere, it was amazing. But so New Orleans, we were supposed to be there last week. I had to cancel that. Italy was challenging. I bought an entire Tuscany villa, an 11th century. It was like an amazing place. So what I had to do there is everybody that booked for that, they wanted me to push it to 2021. I said, no, it's Italy. I need 2022. So I got to pick a date in June. Wow. That's been pushed to June 2022. And everybody's on board still who has booked with us. I don't know about Women's Week in P-Town, right, Jenny? We're still
canceled all the summer shows. I really don't think they're going to come back.
I don't think so.
To be able to open up the clubs for 1 week, and it's going to be in the middle of the fall. So I don't see.
I don't think it's going to happen. So that's going to probably be postponed. But I have a trip scheduled in July of 2021 on the Rhine River, where we were leaving from Switzerland and landing in Amsterdam for Amsterdam Pride. And
are those booked, or you still have seats?
We have it's 83 rooms. We have
you have to be gay.
No, we have.
Okay.
We love our
not at the beginning.
Okay. We love our token straight women, and I challenge you to continue to be straight at the end of the cruise.
Okay.
Anyway, but my sister goes, my best friend goes. I have a lot of people bring their sister. There's always we love our token straight women who just want to be in a woman-centric space, right?
Have to sit in a separate place.
No, they don't. They get to merge, and you just try to pull as many people as possible. Be prepared to get hit on, because you will definitely, my friend.
It's always a challenge to get the straight woman. Always.
Kara, you are going to get
fun.
hit on. I'm just going to say, I challenge you to come, and let's just see who hits you. You're not going to get out of there straight, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen?
You might even lose your English accent. That's how good Andrea's lesbian
I
stuff.
will tell you what's going to happen. Kim and I will go on this cruise. We'll end up with Bupkis, and Cara will end up.
But we have, so it's 83 rooms, and as of now, as of this morning, and I think it hasn't changed, there's 15 rooms left. But I haven't been promoting it because I want to make sure we have and we end up in Amsterdam for Amsterdam Pride.
That's going to be amazing.
It's gonna be amazing. And it's so great. If anybody who's traveled with, well, nobody here in this Zoom room right now has traveled. I go all out. I don't fuck around with my trips.
Wow.
Like if you decide to travel with me, guess what? You're going to get so much more than you ever bargained for. So I have so many great things, and I don't want to postpone it. And we're just waiting. The cruise company, I was supposed to be right now on that very same cruise to do my scout. You know, you go and you do it so I can plan my events. Right now, I should be on that cruise.
Oh.
Well, I think what you should do next time when you can fit us in, Jenny and I and Kim and Mara and Cara should come on this cruise, and we can do Between the Sheets and Pandemic and Jenny shows wherever, for whatever city you're in.
Well, Gaye Ann, I have no doubt that you can do Between the Sheets wherever you are.
Hello, Queen. Sorry.
So anyway, no. So you know, I'm hoping it runs next year. It's everybody's wants to go so badly, and they're just being so patient. Everybody's waiting patiently till we find out. But we think that trip is going to go.
Just keep a space open for me, because I wasn't able to do it this year, but in 2020 I want to go. I've never been to Italy, and I'm dying.
Well, that's in 2022. So these are two different trips. One is we leave from Switzerland and go to Amsterdam.
Yeah, that one maybe, but the Italy one, you got to fit me in, even if it's in cargo.
You know what? I'm going to fit you in Between the Sheets.
Thank you. Well, ladies, I just want to say believe it or not, it's an hour and a half.
Wow.
It goes pretty quick. Oh, hold on.
Oh, wait,
beautiful.
Wait, let me see. I have to put you on. Say
That
something.
is so good.
Your view.
There we go. There we
there
go.
it
It's
is.
right there. This is the
that's cute.
And this is her new logo.
Jenny, I think you've gotten better just on the show. Like, really.
You know what? I really think the classes have paid off.
Well, anyway, for all of you guys, guess what I did today from scratch, just for the hell of it. For a friend of mine who's ill, I made homemade matzo ball soup. And
I want some. I'm not feeling so great.
Just, you know what? I've now patented it. I will be making vats. Who needs green blats when you have Bruno's? So just, email me. I will deliver the matzo ball soup to each and every one of you, because I love you.
And I think the vaccine, though, we should wait for maybe like the third generation of your tribe.
Just throw the pot out, throw it on your patio. You can disinfect the stuff, do what you want. I just am proud that I'm Italian, and I was able to honor the heritage, truly, of a matzo ball soup.
Okay, I'm going to just say I'm a Jew, and one time I made spaghetti with marinara sauce. Oh, no, wait, I just heated it up. Okay.
I just want to say I'm Irish, and I drink potatoes all the time.
But I just want to say, I mean, this, I've had a week of hell going through paperwork to try and make my photo shoots COVID compliant, and every day something changes. So I appreciate you all being here tonight. I had a great time, and it's a great time to start off a weekend of just sitting at home and social distancing and masking. But I really do appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Of course, my right hands, I've got too many right hands. I'm a fucking octopus. I've got Mara, Jenny, Kim, and Cara. I appreciate you guys immensely. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. This show is a piece of self-growth for me, and each and every one of you have touched my lives and have made me a better person, have made the show better. So I just truly want to say thank you. Andrea, you know, keep doing what you're doing, babe, because
thank you.
You are priceless. You are
oh my God.
You are a powerhouse. You are a mentor to many. And I'm glad that you're getting the accolades and getting the award on Monday. You deserve that and so much more for what you do, for your time. So again, I appreciate everything that you do. You are a star.
Thank you so much. That's so kind. Thank you. And I appreciate you and love this show. I was not sure, you know that. And I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Great show.
And then Janet, I still think me and your mother think you're a virtuoso. You play those instruments literally like it was the universe channeling through you. You are phenomenal, entertaining. You can tell that when you play, it's all about love. And I think what you embody is love. And I appreciate you spreading that to each and every one of us, whether it's tomorrow's concert or on your albums or anything, because you are love. Music is love. And I just want to thank you for your contribution in this world, because it's wonderful. So thank you.
It's my pleasure and my honor. Thank you for having me on the show. I had a blast.
I'm a big fan now. Very excited. I'm going to be listening to you tomorrow when I'm doing my mosaic.
I love it. Thank you.
Janet, what's the best thing that people can find you? Is it janetrobin.com?
Yeah.
And you're on Instagram and all that other stuff too?
I'm on all of that. Yeah.
All right. And tell me a little information about the show tomorrow. How can people sign up and all that other stuff?
So if they go to my website, they'll see a link, and it might be too late to get the VR glasses, but you can still watch it in 180 degree view. Tickets are $15.
Or you could go to Best Buy's got VR goggles, and it's really worth it, you guys. It's so cool. It's like 2 cameras back to back. Each camera can do 180 degrees. So they put that camera in the middle of the room, and you can literally, when you put those goggles on, you can just look anywhere in Janet's room. It's super awesome. A friend of mine does it for football teams.
You use it during sex?
You can, but you
confused, Janet.
You can.
Your whip. That'd be weird. But it's super.
I'm confused, but I want to watch it. But can we just say tomorrow? Also, I don't want to. But
yes,
then he's gonna be Dirty Steve.
These 2 handsome fellas right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow. Woman on the
Steve and Juan another.
I don't think it competes. What time is your concert?
Right, it's 6 o'clock.
I'm asking Janet.
Mine's at 5.
Do Janet Robin
at 5?
Yeah, and it's the actual concert ends at 6, and then there's a little like Q&A thing after.
Okay,
perfect.
So you can come in late, listen to our Q&A, and then join us at 6, because Jenny will be Dirty Steve, and maybe Gonzalez will be one another. And guess what? I am performing in drag. That's right. So come on in. Let me just say, last time we did this show, Dragon, a month ago, 3 hours, they would not leave. I said, we have to end now. Nobody wanted, right, Jenny? Nobody wanted to leave. And we have a special guest. You'll see. There's people performing. It's worth it.
Andrea, where do people go and sign up if they want to?
They go to womanonaroll.com. And after they go to womanonaroll.com, they click on Women on the Net. And it's going to be the first thing that pops up because it's tomorrow.
Awesome.
Women on a Net, you go to Women on a Limb. And women on a blade.
Women on something. Basically, it's women on something.
I like women on a bed. Do you have that one yet?
We have women between the sheets.
Women on women.
We have women between the sheets on a regular basis. I don't have a website for that because you took it. But, no, it's womenonaroll.com. And there you just click on Women on the Net. You'll find us. And it's a good time. It is you're just going to laugh. That's all I'm going to say.
Kim and I were at Val Milano's house when she was doing it. It was Kim, myself, Jackie, and Diane. And we saw the transformation and we saw part of it.
Diane.
Valerie is performing again tomorrow. She hasn't told me who last time I choreographed for her, Bob C. I gave her Glenn Campbell. She said, I'm seriously, Valerie, if you're watching, she says, I'm not doing boring Glenn Campbell. I've got my own gig, but I need to go first. I'm like, so I said, okay, whatever you want. I don't know what she's going to do. I didn't choreograph it this time, but anyway, we have a lot of performers, and if you don't have to perform, but if you come and be part of the Zoom studio audience and help us vote for the winners, we give out fabulous prizes.
Awesome. Aw, nice
Well,
here.
And then Mara, what are you up to? Where can they find you?
Right now I'm on Facebook, Mara Shane, and Instagram, Mara_Shane.
Thank you. And Cara Noble.
I can be found in the local stores wearing my mask, which you can't truly see, but you can see my mouth. I entertain the other shoppers with this.
What are you doing?
Because I'm in my local stores.
I want one of those masks. I love that mask.
It's really good.
Where'd you get it?
Online, I think Etsy.
Oh, okay.
I also want to say what would be great about that mask is if it had a flap that opened up and you could just meet somebody and,
And kiss?
And
whatever.
It'd be nice to have a mask where you can just lift it and drink. I mean, that really, I mean, seriously. Or a straw, just something with a hole.
There is one. There is one
Wait, that
available.
was last week's show. Sorry.
Careful. Careful with the hole.
Kim Sanchez, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
On a beach. No kidding. I'm not doing much. I'm not really doing much right now. I'm not working on a website. I'm still on Facebook, but I rarely check it. I'm trying to stay off of that shit. So yeah, I'll be on the beach.
I get to see you tomorrow. Kim and I are going to be in a car together.
With blankets and pillows.
Blankets and pillows and popcorn.
Wait, what? Are you doing a drive-in?
Kind of. It's a party.
Okay.
Someone's doing a private 50th birthday party.
Very cool.
They've rented a place and they're going to do a drive-in, so it'll be fun.
Love that.
Nice.
And Jenny McNulty, I love you. You make
right back at you.
You are. I just am so happy I met you. I really am, and you're a sweetheart. Tell us about Pandemic. Tell us about what you do and where they can.
Oh my goodness. Well, Pandemic Password is a game show for those of you of a certain age that remember the old password. It's just you give each other one-word clues. We play 5 different games. There's a couple of like trivia games and some true or false things. They're all kind of, some of the questions are based on the pandemic. It's just goofy and silly. I get 4. It's myself and Lisa Koch, only she's doing it as Sister Mary Agnes Labia, the character that she performed. So it's myself and the sister host it, and then there's 4 celebrity contestants. We've got Dana Goldberg this week, Kat Davis, and Kristen Smith, and I forget the other person. So that's Mondays at 4. And then Monday through Friday, I'm doing a talk show. It's called the In-House Comedy Chat. And at the end of it, I kind of try to weasel my Walking Funny show that I used to do in there, and I take a walk on the beach. I've got a green screen that you can't see right now because it is between the sheets on it. But so I walk on the beach. I'm trying to get people out there and exercising and moving. So it's a talk show that's Monday through Friday. You can find it Jenny McNulty Fan on Facebook. So if you see my name there on the thing, just add fan to it and go to Facebook, and there I will be.
Well, thank you, ladies. Don't forget, follow me on Instagram, QTE Brat. Please follow the Facebook page, Between the Sheets Podcast. Don't eat meat. Let's try being vegan or vegetarian. It's really important. That saves the earth. Drink more. Red wine is always best for me. I figure I lost 23 pounds so far. And actually, the sad part is I thought I was doing really good eating shit and drinking a lot. But I thought, what the hell? My thyroid medication, I was hyperthyroid. So I think it just whipped off fast. But all's good in the world. But everyone, I just want to thank you. Thank you all for following us here on our show. We're on the first and third Friday of every month, as displayed in Jenny's fantastic artwork at 7 p.m. Pacific. I don't remember who the hell is on the next show. I really don't, because I've had such a blast tonight, and I have like a computer and 2 phones, and I am ADD, the fuck I am. And please join me every night, except for my show nights. Every single night since March 22nd, I've been on, sort of, taking you on my journey of growth and experience. My live Facebook chats at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. I just appreciate all of you. I just want you to always be safe, be well. Tune in to all of us. We all entertain you. We entertain you on different platforms. If you're ever feeling lonely, you know, we're all around. Reach out. I love you guys. And we all are in gratitude, and it is community. And, you know, in times like this with that dick as president, please vote blue. You know, we're in it together. We're absolutely in it together. It is a community, and it really truly is all about love. So let's start, you know, let's start actually practicing what a lot of us preach. Let's put that in motion. And on that note, I want to wish you well. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I love you guys. And as always, namaste.
Namaste.
Teeth.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.